ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about Undead Unluck. Now, this episode we got some huge reveals thanks to Juiz. Very interesting with Victor, everything that happened after the fight with Billy, but unfortunately the pacing suffers for it. Like, this episode felt a bit more like an exposition dump and a recap at the same time, which kind of makes me a bit sad because started so strong, but now I feel like the last few episodes, the pacing, I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they have a set point where they want to end it or something, but the episode definitely was a bit dragged, which kind of in contrast with some of the most interesting things that we've gotten thanks to this episode. So anyway, let's get into it and talk about it. Now, picks up from last week with Juiz gathering everybody to talk about pretty much everything that we have been wanting to find out. Bit with the arc, they put Apocalypse in a cage. That was kind of funny, seeing him threaten and struggle there. Seeing them making the right choice to kind of force a draw against Billy, where Fuko recovering a bit after the visions she had with the worlds there. This is also where Andy asks the question, why has she been so lenient with the quests, accepting penalties, not doing more to get her to reveal everything that she knows? She was definitely hiding something so far, and slowly we have the recap problems, kind of going back through all of the events, even past episodes while she was talking, revealing things. We see a flashback recap of every single thing. This is kind of killed the episode a bit, which should have been some hype things that we've gotten, but the way they did it, the execution here, suffer for it. No, like I said, I'm not gonna hammer down on that, but then let's focus on all of the reveals. Juiz and Victor definitely had a history, to say the least, from everything that we've saw in the past episodes. And the big bombshell that we get here, according to Juiz, this world is on a loop of destruction and renewal by God. Now, my theory was more like alternate universe, like maybe there are multiple worlds and I'm going through different decisions, how that affects them, another world gets created. That was my train of thought that I was thinking about with everything that we have seen so far. I was close, but not that close, if you get my meaning. Now, since it's a loop, apparently Juiz has been experiencing this loop thanks to the arc. Now, I don't know how that arc works, hasn't been revealed. Maybe it puts her mind into a device, gets transferred when everything comes back to life. Maybe she just puts herself inside there, kind of like the skit that Fuko did towards the end, and then she gets to experience everything again. Now, she was the one that created Union to stop this. Apparently there's two ways to avoid the rules: die or kill God. Of course, they would have wanted to kill God here. Now, I'm curious, when the world gets restarted, does everybody come back to life? Are there new people after this? I'm really curious how that works. Are we gonna get to see more of God? I hope is it just is it sentient God, or is it just this entity that is beyond the concepts of sentience or something? I don't know. I'm really curious how they're gonna do the concept of God. But then all of the memories that they got, experience, Fuko, the ones that we saw last few episodes, and Andy also saw it from the artifacts, are memories from the other loops. And what I liked was Juiz, how serious she is about this goal to break out of this cycle, this loop. She blames herself for everything, for the failures, kind of puts a lot too much pressure on herself. And here is where we find out more about Fuko also a bit, because her arc seems to kind of work outside of the cycle a bit, in a way, outside of the loop. Because according to Juiz, the meteors that Fuko summons are fragments of Earth, of the planet, when it was blown up by God. It's a very good point. And another quality of the story here that I really liked, if the more attention you pay, the more things you pick up. This kind of, I missed it also myself, because she summoned a meteor before we got the concept of galaxy, right? No other planets, no anything. And they were taught in school that meteors are formed by the moon when it split up from the earth, but they did research tests also, and fragments from other earths, that's her meteors. And if you paid attention to that also, very important with galaxy and other meteors from other planets or anything. And I really like this, the power system, the world building, and even more after this episode got a lot more interesting here. So yeah, and she kind of had a bit trouble proving it. How do you even prove something like this? She proved that with the meteors, and also saying that Andy has a mole on the back of his right ear as proof. My favorite thing was Fuko's reaction. She got so flustered, jealous a bit after that. So yes, apparently there's something more between Juiz and Victor. I really hope we're going to get Victor. I want him to have a conversation with him instead of just fighting, because Victor has kind of been taking the long way. We've seen it in time travel stories and things like this. Somebody just jumps ahead, an immortal guy experiences everything that passes, all of the passage of time. So since Victor / Andy can't die, they experience that destruction, rebirth there. And I think he was standing on the moon when we saw Victor in that short crossover there. And yeah, that kind of explains a lot how old he is. I'm curious how many loops he has been through. This is why he has so much battle experience, probably. He's so hardened, so jaded by everything. Just hope we get to see more Victor. I kind of want to have an interview with Victor after this. And I'm curious, why did the relationship broke between them? Maybe they wanted to do things differently, and maybe after so many tries they grew apart. But hey, I'm still curious about this. Like I said, Juiz blames herself a lot. She was even willing to die, atone with death for everything, but she just wanted, hey, I'm willing to die, but hey, let's follow this rule, let's do this. And I like how everybody accepted her. Shen used his power to stop her, to get her up from bowing down, and all of them believing in her. Ishin even made another round table out of stone. They're gonna have to focus on the quests. Also, they have 4 quests in motion: catch spring, summer, autumn, winter, all of the seasons there, the Yumas. But also with Billy, because Billy betraying them kind of changed everything, so things are gonna be different. Even Juiz doesn't know how they're gonna move forward, and he kind of found out, probably his betrayal came from him finding out about the loop. I'm curious how he found out. So yeah, Billy changed everything after all. He flipped the round table. I really liked when we had that episode. But first, before they can worry about the quests, they have to locate Billy and Ander. Even though they share the same goals, they have very different methods. Let me put it there. He was willing to nuke people, innocent people, to get to the goal there. But there's also another thing, another variable. Andy and Fuko are asked by Juiz to investigate the legitimacy of a book that apparently has written, penned into it, events of past and future by a certain artifact. She didn't specify what artifact. And I'm really curious. When she pulled it out, I'm like, is that the manga that Fuko was reading? There's no way, right? That was the first thing my mind went to. But overall, a lot of reveals here kind of make sense with a lot of things that happened, but also pacing. I hope we're going to get a season 2. I don't think there's any way to solve it in season 1 right now. So yeah, overall, huge information, huge reveals. Got me even more excited, more interested into the world, the characters, where the story is heading. But yeah, I'm really curious what you guys thought about the episode. Did you figure out everything that has happened so far? Maybe you paid a lot more attention than me. And if you are a manga reader, what do you think so far with the adaptation? Please, no spoilers. So let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Undead Unluck. I can't wait for next week after everything that we found out from this episode. Make sure to check out the podcast, because anime. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.